How's it going, everybody? Okay, my camera's fine. I was like, oh, it's kind of behind, but now I think it's fine. You know what, just in case. Just in case. Boop. Boop. There we go. The UK lads just don't appreciate Ace Attorney like we do, Coffee Cup. They don't appreciate a good game when it's right in front of them, you know? They don't realize it. One day they'll look back and go, oh, you know what? Cole and Coffee were right. Ace Attorney is elite. It is amazing. I really slept on that. I should have been more present during those streams, because like it was such a great game. But alas. How was your weekend? It's been a long time since I streamed. Well, not really, but it feels like it because we had community on Saturday. I shall enjoy their suffering. Good. As long as it's enjoyable, Coffee, that's all that matters. As long as someone benefits, that's all that matters, you know? You know? You know what I mean? You feel me? Ryan's finally gonna be in court again, which is very lovely. Wow. Okay. I gotta change the intro music. This must become too dull for me. Do I have any stories? I don't think I have any stories. Not a lot happened. I had a migraine all weekend. It was awful. Like, ugh. It took me out. I couldn't do anything. It sucked, man. It sucked. I still kind of feel it, but whatever. We're gonna push past it. Is being cleaned out? Whose apartment was that? Was it the grandma's or was it the mom's? If it's the grandma's, that makes sense. But if it's the mom, why are they moving? Yeah. That's not good. The grandma's. Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's sad. Oh man. Poor family. Hopefully they're recovering from the loss. That always sucks, man. It always sucks. The mom, kids live with her. Oh. So, do they not have a place to stay now? Or are they finding a new place to stay? I hope they have a backup plan of sorts, because that would really suck, man. That would really suck. Yeah. I need a haircut. It's being too poofy on the sides. Yeah, I'm so boring. I have no story except for I laid in bed with a headache. That's it. I don't know why anyone shows up. That's all I got to talk about. The only thing. They have to have been somewhere the past month. Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know they weren't there for the last month. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm rooting for them. Hopefully they'll turn things around, you know? Hopefully things will look up for them. Things are looking up here in Duloc. They're looking up. Oh, God. Shrek the Musical. The worst musical I've ever been a part of. And they're bringing it to Argentina. Yeah, no. We were walking and we saw a sign for it. Like, Shrek the Musical. But, like, obviously it would probably be Spanish. I'm like, no, I'll pass. Sometimes the mall. I'm assuming to like pick things up. And I'm sure they couldn't move everything all at once. You know, that's quite the ordeal. Oh, the poor mom. That sucks. I really do hope it'll get better for them. That's all I can offer. I'd fly down there and help if I could, but I can't really. Left all their stuff. Yeah, I figured. I can't tell if it's stuffing here or something smells weird outside. I hope it's the second one. Let's jump into it, shall we? I have no topics to talk about. I'm boring. I'm a boring Boris. Boring Boris. Continue. Do. The 22nd of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's anti-chamber. Interesting. On dumpster number 2. Oh no.
The Old Bailey. This place always makes me feel strange. And I seem to get chills down my spine and break out in a nervous sweat all at the same time. Well, I didn't think I'd be back here so soon.
That's my line! I knew it was going to be him. Good morning!
Good morning, Mr. Natsume.
It was only 2 days ago that I was declared not guilty here.
Yes, we somehow managed to prove he didn't stab Miss Green in the back.
It's been nice not having children downstairs, though. I can imagine coffee. Clem and I have... Oh, I don't have the sound on the Elgato. There, now you guys can hear it. Clem and I have not missed our neighbors yelling at their kids constantly. It's very peaceful here. I quite enjoy it. But now this! Another morning, another murder! And here I am again in this hellhole! Can't keep coming to court!
Now I'm beginning to think he's right. He really does seem as though he's cursed. Mr. Naruto, I'm afraid I have bad news. Oh. Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Yes, morning.
So, here we are again.
Yes, again. Just as the acquires. What's the bad news?
Oh dear, you heard, did you?
If you come in shouting at the top of your voice, people can't help hearing what you say.
Oh, I am sorry. You've done nothing wrong, Mr. Sato. Now what is it?
Oh, that look.
Well, it seems that the prosecution in today's trial will be led by Lord Barrack Van Zeeks.
Yeah, here we go again.
Van Zeeks?
No. Oh, no. Oh, I thought he'd show up later. I didn't think he'd be our rival right off the bat.
The so-called Reaper of the Bailey, the most legendary prosecutor in the land. In the trial 2 days ago, he pursued Sasuke-san and I relentlessly. Of course, by the skin of our teeth, we managed to pull through, but still. Perhaps Mr. Natsume's acquittal in the last trial wasn't the end of the matter, after all. Yes, I know what you're thinking. The legend of the Reaper that says, nothing can save a person in the docks when Lord Van Zeeks is the prosecutor.
Oh no!
Not even if that person is found not guilty, the accused will meet a mysterious end one way or another.
You know what? If writing doesn't work out for this guy, he could be a great paint shaker, you know? You know when you like go to Walmart to buy paint or something, and they put it in the machine to like shake it furiously for a few seconds? All you gotta do is like spook this guy, and while he's shaking, just like, here, hold this while you're doing this, and he just shakes the paint can.
Yeah, and we've experienced it firsthand. A man we successfully defeated met the most terrifying end after his acquittal. Right here in the Old Bailey.
Arg! Do I have to put up with those ice-cold eyes pouring into my soul again? Cursed by evil spirits and now by the Reaper! Pair of petrifying perils, potentially!
Well, if it's potentially, at least you appear to have hope, Mr. Natsume.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruto Esquire!
Yes!
I'm innocent! You have to believe me! You, more than anyone now!
Don't worry. I'll be your steadfast ally every step of the way in this battle. I promise. And this promises to be a hard battle, I fear. Well, the trial is scheduled to begin shortly. We should move into the courtroom. Let's go! Wait, that's Mario's line. Oh yes, I forgot to say. I'm afraid he won't be able to make it. Mr. Sholmes, I mean. That's probably for the best. Oh! If he were here, I might be tempted to rely on his help. And that could be seen as a weakness. If Lord Van Zeeks were to notice, he'd prey on it mercilessly. At least, that's my gut feeling. Mr. Naruto.
You're right! Yes, you're right! Oh, well said, locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire! Well said!
I swear on this sword at my side, and on the spirit of Kazuma that it harbors. I'll show him what a Japanese lawyer can do. I'll set you free, with honor. Oh, yes!
Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. Ah, the Santa Claus judge. My favorite of the judges in this game. In the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Oh my god, he's literally a vampire. The prosecution is ready.
The defense is ready, my lord.
Readiness for the trial, my learned Nipponese friend, is not what the defense needs. What you need is readiness for your inevitable defeat. Did he always have a sword? I don't remember him having a sword.
It's not just in my imagination. It's really there. Lord Van Zeeks has such an animosity towards us, Japanese for some reason. It was some time ago now that he first became known as the Reaper of the Bailey, I believe. These past few years, he hasn't happened in court at all. Yet now he's back in the courtroom, though for some reason, only when I'm defending.
He's got a crush on you, dude.
This Reaper, with his curious disdain for us Japanese, is a prosecutor shrouded in mystery.
I also think he might be evil. I don't know.
Still, this isn't the time to be pondering that. I have to concentrate on Sasuke's trial.
Furthermore, I now call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The jury. Let's see who we got. At random, to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to fulfill your duty? I remember this dude.
Absolutely. I had a feeling this larrikin wasn't innocent before.
I remember her too. I must say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat refuses to sit tight. Mr. Normal Man! Oh, well, I'd rather like you wearing your hat. I think the ruthless look is very fetching, actually. I'm Norm, the normal man. Oh, I used to be somewhere at 10 o'clock. I have a very important meeting. Let's make this quick.
I couldn't agree more. I need to take home $5 tonight or the mission will go through the roof.
The man! Oh no, old man voice, hold on.
May the Lord show us all light here and lead us flock to a righteous verdict.
The British jury system is very different to our own, isn't it? It's quite extraordinary to think that the power of the judgment is in the hands of the 6 members of the public. And that judge can only pass sentences when all the jurors are in agreement, but the defense is guilt.
So there's only one new person.
6 citizens of London, chosen at random, or at least that's the idea.
The prosecution would draw attention to the fact that the accused was on trial here but 2 days ago. Accordingly, where possible, the same jurors have been asked to return for duty today. Wait, what? Accordingly, where the same jurors have been asked to return. Oh, okay, because the same dude, Mr. Fairy Odd Parents, was on trial the other day. They tried to get the exact same members back on today. Very well. Let us commence the trial. Lord Van Zieks, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not the intent of the prosecution to cast doubt over your past decisions. However, the innocent verdict afforded to this eccentric Nipponese before has had dire consequences. Did the accused represent for his wrongdoing in that affair? Far from it. Instead, he used his freedom to perpetrate a most blood-curdling crime, namely, that of the attempted murder of his neighboring lodger, an innocent Englishman. To explain the circumstance of the crime, the prosecution calls its first witness to the stand. The detective responsible for investigating the scene, and the accused himself. Some voices make me hiccups. Other voices give me yawns, and it's his voice. Witness, your name and occupation, please.
Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division.
Sasuke Natsume from the Empire of Japan. My government ordered me to come here as a student, study your language and culture. Mr. Natsume. Yes, my lord, sir. I'm quite sure I'm not mistaken that you swore an oath never to set foot in my courtroom again. I remember it as if it were yesterday. The day before, in fact, my lord, but close enough. Ugh, believe me, this is the last place I want to be. Dude, bro really wanted to go into theater. Wait, what? Oh! Right, him. Inspector, let's hear from your first. Explain the case to the court.
Right, sure, sir.
He even's got like the theater haircut.
The incident occurred in the Garden household, where the defendant has lodgings. In the ground floor room of the victim, Mr. Wilson Shamspeare. The defendant has already admitted to visiting the victim on the night in question. Mr. Shamspeare collected in his room as a result of poisoning by strychnine. He was found the following morning when the landlord, suspecting something was wrong, broke down the door.
This means, I presume, that the door to the victim's room was locked at the time of the incident. Correct, my lord. It was locked from the inside, making the entry to or exit from the room impossible.
Oh, no, the victim, Mr. Shakespeare. Now, listen, tell the tale. He very nearly didn't. The man was halfway to heaven when we first found him.
You should look up how to pronounce that word. Which word? Which one did I fumble?
That was the first officer on the scene, my lord. And I have a photographic print here that I took the time to show how it looked. Yes, a chilling scene indeed. The man looks very much deceased. That's right. Everyone present believed that that's exactly what he was. Very well. I shall accept this photographic print as evidence for the court. Stryshine?
A bitter and highly poisonous compound obtained from plant. So it is a poison.
Strychnine.
Close enough.
Now then, Mr. Natsume. Yes. As a defendant, do you have anything to say at this juncture? They're haunted. Haunted by evil spirits. Good gracious, what's haunted? My lodgings! There's been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. The tenant before me died in mysterious circumstances. A woman was stabbed by no one on the streets. My neighbor was poisoned. And me, what about me? I've nearly been killed countless times. Killed? Mr. Natsume, how? Even on that fateful night it happened, when I returned from Mr. Shanspeare's room. I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed, but before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me.
It's definitely like the gas in the apartment killing people.
You must always extinguish all fires before retiring for the night, Mr. Natsume. But it's so cold! My burning nose would freeze. The point is, I didn't poison my neighbor. Oh, why am I being accused of this? Why is my existence so cursed? Thank you, witness. I believe I have a reasonably clear picture of events.
If I could raise one more point, my lord. One more conclusive point.
Conclusive? Go on.
Fortunately, the victim, Mr. Shanspeare, has regained consciousness after his ordeal, and he has named the true culprit. The poison consumed by the victim was administered in a cup of tea that he drank on the night in question. Tea, my lord, that was brought to the victim's room by the accused.
The accused? Good grief! Order!
Yes, that's the crux of this whole case. If Sasuke-san is innocent, then why? Why has the victim accused him?
Well, Mr. Natsume, what have you say for this accusation? Coco! How's it going?
Not looking to listening to spoilers. I will wave to you, Coco. I will wave to you. No worries.
Yeah. That event, yes. I did take some freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shanspeare's room as a gift. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it.
One Piece while crocheting? Coco, that sounds so lovely. You enjoy yourself. Oh, One Piece and the newest One Piece episodes that came out, Coco. 10, if you can hear me. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. No, 10 out of 10. So good. So good.
The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water especially to make it. And this is the result.
969? Oh, Coco, you're so close. Even episode 1000 was really great too. It was a special intro, and it had a bunch of references and stuff. It was good. You'll like episode 1000. Is that still Cake Islands? No. You gotta be in Wano by now. Yeah, you're definitely in Wano by now.
And this is the result.
Never will I touch tea again. Never. You're not in Wano yet? Really? And, oh, yes, Wano! Oh. I was like, what? Yes. Yes, Wano. I was so confused. I'm like, how? This is like, there's no way everything I saw was only like 20 episodes. It's all good, Coco. Have a lovely time. That sounds terrific. Also, what are you crocheting? I learned to crochet a little bit growing up, but I wasn't taking it. Was cool. Just wasn't my hobby, you know? Oh. Oh, yeah, please do, Coco. Please do. All right, I'm going to continue. So, Coco, you might not want to listen. But thanks so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it. And enjoy One Piece and crocheting. I hope you have a great time.
The public pump was frozen, you say? That's not information we've heard before.
That will do. Thank you. Now, according to our laws, the defense must have the opportunity to cross-examine the witness at least once. Therefore, I call upon these witnesses now for a formal testimony. I presume the prosecution has no objection.
None whatsoever, none whatsoever, my lord.
Good. Then you will give your account of events on the night in question in the court now.
Yes, my lord. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. They look like they could be father and son.
It was around 9 o'clock that evening when I visited my neighbor, and I took some tea as a gift. We had a heated, literary,
isn't this supposed to be literacy debate? Literary debate
over a nice hot drink. After which, I went back to my room at around 11. Arrgh, my tea was completely harmless. He couldn't have locked the door behind me otherwise, could he? Shine. Takes some time to have an effect on the body. People don't kneel over immediately after taking it. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. This argument still stands.
It's now Discord perfect. Thank you, Coco. I'll take a look at it afterwards.
Yes, I see. It all seems relatively straightforward.
Excuse me, but that testimony does raise one rather crucial point, I think. Mr. Natsume claims his tea to have been harmless. Presumably, though, the teacups have been examined for traces of poison, haven't they? Why didn't I think of that?
Well, as it happens, no. We haven't been able to. Did I hear you correctly, Inspector? Scotland Yard has failed to examine the suspect substance.
How could you have overlooked something so important? Isn't that the first thing you should have done?
My learned Nipponese friend is falsely incensed. The inspector said Scotland Yard was unable to examine the tea, not that it was overlooked.
Unable? Why?
It's simple enough. There was none left, not a drop. Said they must have been very thirsty indeed.
With current scientific techniques, it's not possible to test for poison under such circumstances.
We only need a drop, but that one drop does actually have to exist, funny enough.
The lack of examination, notwithstanding, it appears nothing other than the tea passed the victim's lips on the night in question.
I see. Thank you. The matter is clear.
Cast your eyes over the jury, my learned friend.
What?
You can see it in their faces, I'm sure. The recognition of the accused's guilt. Your client's fate is all but sealed. In mere moments from now, you will lose, and your compatriot will be damned for all eternity. What? Coffee?
He's right. I can feel all 6 of the jurors looking daggers at me.
Like, good for you. Good for you, Coffee. I hope you enjoy those nudes.
But I can't let them beat me down. I won't.
Oh, noodles. I was gonna say what? oddly something you would share in chat, but like I'm happy for you, Coffee. Although noodles are a close second, I will say. Counsel for the defense, proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord.
Boop 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 doo 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 doo. All right, hold it, partner.
Were you and your neighbor good friends?
Arg, no, we weren't friends, not at all, not at all. Never, ever.
A simple no would have sufficed. Then, why did you decide to pay him a visit?
Mr. Shakespeare fancies himself as having great literary knowledge. As a fellow scholar of English literature, we find much to talk about together. Come now, no Nipponese could understand the finer points of English literature.
And on the night in question, that was the topic of conversation as well, I presume.
It was the day of my last trial. When I was acquitted, I just arrived back at my lodgings. When I ran into Mr. Shakespeare outside in the streets, that was around 6 o'clock. We exchanged 1 or 2 pleasantries, but it soon turned into a heated discussion. He was on his way out at the time, though, so I promised to visit his room that evening at 9 to continue our debate. But did I have ill intentions? No! Not one, not two, not any! Not at all! Never, ever!
A simple no would have sufficed, I feel.
Then tell the court what did happen when you visited the victim's room. Boop-boop-boop-doo.
A literary debate about Shakespeare works. I think you said, didn't you?
Shakespeare! Ah, very worthy topic of conversation, I must say. Oh, yes, my lord. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger? It was profoundly pleasurable parley. Romeo and Juliet. Who was stronger?
I know I'm going to regret asking this, but how did the debate go?
Well, we both agreed that we would reach a conclusion more quickly with a reenactment. So we battled it out in the Greco-Roman style, naturally.
What?
Mr. Shakespeare had all sorts of costumes in his room for just such a contest.
So, when you say a reenactment, you mean you were actually in costume?
He as Romeo and I as Juliet. And after a vigorous, wild tussle, I as Juliet came out on top. A victory I'll cherish forever. So they got in costumes and fought each other. With him as Juliet. They're a little more than friends. I dare not imagine the terrible scene of carnage. The fact remains that it was you who prepared the tea and it took the victim, correct? I boiled the water in my room and made a pot to take with me. I'd heard he was too poor to have tea himself, you see.
It's true. There was no sign of any tea leaves in the man's room.
They're so into that. And the fact that like they're rivals, it gets heated up, you know what I mean? I
wanted to do something nice, to be friendly. So why is everyone looking at me with such suspicion? My tea was harmless, of course it was. And do you have any basis for that statement, witness?
Bum 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 bum.
Heard it!
Yes, there was not a drop of tea left in the victim's room, anywhere, was there?
That's correct. Anyone would think the fellow had never had a pot of tea before. He must have licked it dry. Which is a pity, because one drop is all we would have needed for analyzing it for the poison.
And you say that you returned home to your room at 11 o'clock, Mr. Natsume? Yes, definitely! By heaven and earth, I swear it!
The landlord was able to verify that it had happened. He confirmed that the defendant went back to his room at 11 at night.
And how is the landlord able to attest to this?
He, said it was the lamps, I believe.
The lamps, Inspector!
When tenants return to their rooms and start using gas, the lamps in other parts of the house are flicker. Yes, Mr. Garrett seems to pay a lot of attention to the comings and goings of his tenants.
There's only one key to Mr. Shanspeare's room. I know that for certain. So he must have locked the door himself from inside his room.
The victim has confirmed to be the case, yes.
So I'm right. My tea was harmless, completely harmless. If you take poison, you die. Everyone knows that.
It's not that simple, I'm afraid.
No, well, what do you mean?
Boom, 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 boom. Who's it?
How long does it take for symptoms to appear then?
According to the coroner, I was speaking to the yard about 30 minutes after the poison is consumed. Then the victim suffered violent convulsions, cramping and stiffness, and eventually dies from asphyxiation.
So there's a 30-minute interval between when the poison is ingested and the onset of the symptoms. There seem to be a lot of different types of poison in the world, that's for sure. Oh dear, death by poison again. It's always so awful.
30 minutes is a long time. Certainly long enough for the victim to have locked the door behind the accused after he left.
You can't deny that. And it further degrades Satsuki-san's alibi.
I have the medical report from the doctor who examined the victim here, my lord. It spells out. No, really. The accused is the only person who could have done it.
Very well. The court will add this report to the court record as evidence. Alrighty then. Delayed onset of symptom poison.
Great. The argument still stands, you say?
This is what Mr. Natsume has been saying, isn't it? The pair of them drank tea together that night, so if there was poison in it, the victim wouldn't have been able to lock the door after the accused left later on.
Exactly! Me and my tea reticence with... Oh god, he yells too much.
I'm afraid sure that doesn't follow. You see, dry shine is a slow-acting poison. In other words, it takes time for symptoms to appear. So you could have left the room up to 30 minutes after the victim drank the tea. As long as you did that, Mr. Shakespeare could have locked the door after you've gone.
We know. We've been over that. That came after the tea. Oh, Romeo and Juliet came after the tea. Do you have any evidence to support that statement? Yes, we do.
A proverb will satisfy the prosecution.
We have a picture of him in costume. We have proof. Yes, 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 yes.
To my inventory.
Cause a coma. Ingestion of a small quantity of poison. Toxic effects for 30 minutes. Their ingestion. High likelihood of substance having been mixed with the tea victim was drinking, but no sample could be obtained for testing. The poison incident occurred around 1:30 a.m. on 21st February. Assessed from the victim's pocket watch that appeared to have broken when the man collapsed after the delayed onset of symptoms. But if it's at 1:30, he went back to his room at 11:30. That time doesn't add up. Okay, we have that at least. We also have the fact that he's in his costume, so they definitely did that beforehand. Do, 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 do. Is this important? Yeah, it's stained on the inside. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Ba bum ba ba bum ba ba bum ba bum. He drank the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark. Interesting. Can you look at how to pronounce that? I mean, like, I can, but I don't think Google will help me much. Boom, 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 boom. Let me try that. Let me try. Drippy! It's pizza night. Hell yeah. No, Drippy. Why you put it? You know what that's gonna do to you, man. You know what that's gonna do to you. Who cared? Clearly not you, but I care for you. Pronunciation. Strychnine? Strychnine. Okay. Strychnine. Cool. Hopefully good pizza. Yeah, hopefully. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we already analyzed that. Wait, they just left? It mysteriously vanished. What? There was a red thing in there. Ah, we already analyzed that. Okie doke. All right. All right, let's go through these. Yes, it is soap. Did any of you guys ever have to put soap in your mouth? Strixine. You're welcome, coffee. You know that classic, oh, you said bad words, so we're gonna clean your mouth out. Did anyone ever have to do that? Or is that just in TV shows? I took some tea as a gift. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door after his guest left. Let me save. I don't know what to present. Yes, I was talking about the same thing, coffee. Yes, you're welcome for saying it properly. Oh, it's like a punishment. Yes. Still no. But no, we know, but now we know the context. And that's the important part, man. Dum, dum, dum. Wait. It was 9 when I visited my neighbor and I took some tea with me as a gift. 9 o'clock? What about the whole drink it while it's hot thing? Let's try. No, I have no idea. I'm gonna press in the last 2 again. No, my parents didn't care about that kind of thing. Oh, that's nice. My parents were definitely no swearing in the house type of family, but never soap in the mouth. Also, it was raised in 1950s. Fair. Okay. Oops. No. The poison and the tea. I did look at the poison and the tea. I did. You weren't trippy? Really? That's I always assumed you did, man. That's shocking. It takes time for the symptoms to appear. Oh, they drank tea straight away. Okay. That's the one. Shut up, Drippy. It's hard, okay? So you go into the garage and swear? No. No, you couldn't swear any time. My parents didn't want us to swear like at all, ever, anywhere. We also didn't have a shed. We only had a garage. No, I don't know what that is. The hell? It's gotta be this one.
Objection.
I failed. I failed. I failed. Canada goes crazy. Oh, an ice fit. No. No, I do not. Boop, boop, boop. Scared me so badly. Cat! Thanks so much for the sub. How are you doing? Why am I green? Oh, cat. Oh, yeah, cat's green now. Boom, 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 boom. Let's try. The victim would have been perfectly able to lock the door.
Objection.
Hey, I don't know how, but we got it. Rebranding. Yes, cat.
The argument still stands, you say? I think not, Inspector.
Come again.
I think you will find that you overlooked a very significant chronological inconsistency here.
A quite of what? What are you on about?
According to this report, the victim must have consumed the poison at around 1:30 in the morning. And yet, the defendant, Mr. Natsume, left the victim's room at 11. Yes, that's right. There's more than 2 hours of missing time there. In other words, if there was poison in the tea that Mr. Natsume brought to the victim's room, how could the victim have fallen ill to it 2.5 full hours after the defendant left?
No, they're literally father and son. They did the exact same move. Are you kidding? You will always be yellow in my heart. Boop, 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 boop. The defense's argument is entirely reasonable. How do you respond, Lord Van Zeeks? With wine. Always, always the wine. Are you gonna take a sip this time, dude? Take a little sippy sip. Take at least one sip. Pray forgive the discourtesy if my mind has wandered. I was considering what cuisine will best complement the content of my hollow chalice this luncheon.
Ah!
How could it have happened, you ask? At least take one sip. I do hate to shatter illusions, but my Nipponese friend appears to be chasing a phantom idea.
A phantom?
Is it so hard to imagine that the victim drank his tea after the accused had left? For example, at the time stated in the medical report, yes, at around 1:30.
Objection.
Mr. Natsume brought the tea with him to drink together with his neighbor. And in Japan, there was a well-known saying, drink tea while it's hot.
Objection.
And in my country, there's an even more apt saying. There is nothing more refreshing than cold tea.
The point is, if there was such a long gap, there may be other ways to explain how the victim came to be poisoned. Other possibilities.
What sort of possibility, Counsel?
Well, for example, the man could have had another visitor.
Another visitor. That's very bold assertion, my learned friend. What's going on? All the British I've known have been horrified by the idea of iced tea. I thought the same. I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure the British love warm tea. I think cold tea is like very American thing. This very bold assertion, my learned friend, from someone who has nothing to substantiate it.
Or the victim could have taken the poison of his own violation.
You suggest this may have been suicide, Counsel?
Objection!
Mr. Shamspear has categorically denied suicide. The idea can and must be discounted.
Objection.
The fish slap. But he could be lying.
Is something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks? I was listening to the sound of the carriage pulling up outside the courtroom. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Carriage? What carriage?
It would seem that the key player in this case has just arrived. Huh?
Hoot.
Oh god, I have to voice this guy. I never had it, but I saw a tweet of British person saying they liked iced tea. Well, if one person tweeted it, that must mean everyone agrees. Very specifically, a southern thing, where it is very hot and drinking hot tea can. That makes sense, coffee. That makes sense. Why does everything kill us, bro? Right? Right? Can we not consume anything? My brain can't process right now. That's all good, cat. I woke up at 7. My brain still can't process right now. Out! Out, brief candle! Lights but a walking shadow! Oh, God. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. Oh, God. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Who, sir, are you? I woke up at 6. Get destroyed. Ah, you beat me, Drippy. You beat me. Boo, 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 boo. You went to bed at 6 a.m.? Cat. Why? William Shakespeare, my lord. Alas, 'twas I, undone by these bitter events. I am the victim.
What? What's he doing here?
Does he have a spear? The prosecution seeks to call this gentleman to the stand. With his testimony, my learned friend's futile resistance will be utterly crushed.
You're calling him as a witness?
Very well, counsel. I grant your request with interest. I'm curious to discover what the court shall hear from the victim himself. When is Coffee Cut's bedtime? Happy am I, Shakespeare, to regale thee with my tale of woe, my lord. But I still have my own tale to tell. My own tale of worst woe. I can regale the court with the tale of my perfect innocence and perfect English. That will do, Mr. Natsume. Let the court hear from the victim. Okie dokie then. Oh, his face. Hello? Who's this?
All right, so that's Mr. Shanspear. But who's that other man beside him? Yes, I feel sure we've caught a glimpse of the man before.
State your names and occupation for the court, please. Witness. A writer of words so sweet, they do scent the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man! Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle. I am William Shakespeare.
Meter Man? Oh, the name's Meter Man. Adjoint B Meter Man. I work for the, Alta Malt Gas Company, East End Branch Office.
Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road.
Yeah, enjoy the alert, cat. 10 p.m. and midnight, usually. That's the same for me. We have the same bedtime coffee.
Oh yeah, she's right. It's him.
Why is he here? We don't need a flashback. There should be a setting in all novel games that lets you turn off flashbacks. Goodbye.
Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Gyarados' house that morning. The gas company employee. What does he have to do with this case?
So, Mr. William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember that sweet poison that didst cross me and cross mine innocent lips? I subpoenaed him for the trial, with his doctor's permission, naturally. Yeah, no worries, cat. Hearing the testimony from the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the juror's mind, I'm sure. Behold, you only have to rearrange the letters of my name to see that it's me. That me is a seraph, an angel indeed. What? Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. Isn't it crazy? It's so crazy, Trippy Cameron. It's so crazy.
Because there isn't less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all. The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid.
What is Trippy Cameron's bedtime? What time does Trippy Cameron go to sleep?
They're actually taking this Sephir anagram idea seriously.
Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions.
But my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shakespeare doing here? The gas man, I mean.
What, me? Well, now.
Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence. Anytime between 24 hours. When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar.
What? No, I didn't quite say that.
This young chin stroker here is it's to controvert your wild claims conclusively. 4 a.m. Oh, even I, at Drippy's young prime age of 42, never went to bed past 11. If anything, I stay up later now. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman?
Nah, hang on, no. I'm just here.
That's crazy. I hereby call your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth at the wintry night of my discontent. What was this guy? Wasn't he in the last case somehow? Or was it just someone who had his smile? What? He's so... I remember bumping into him once, but did he play a larger role? I was thinking the same thing, Drippy. He looks just like Popeye. The snow lay about, my neighborhood did cometh in the evening, paring a gift of tea. But Mary, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on that table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips at late hour, nothing else.
I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night. Keep an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Girl, why you acting so cray-cray?
Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shakespeare's room all night? That's right. Of course, the bloke's window is all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So, I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I pierced in through that.
The question is, sir, why? He did the Animal Crossing look. He does that. You should be watching OKKO. It's still peak cartoon. I just want to watch the Sonic the Hedgehog episode. I want to watch it really badly. Jesus.
Duh. Well, now, that's because he's on my list.
What a piece of work is a man! Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment?
What are you talking about?
This buzzing busybody hath not part in his play. I pray thee, pay him no heed. Make no more ado about his tedious words.
What you say about me?
Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question. Nothing more. Indeed. Aw, big stretch. Love that guy. What a great chump. What a great dude. And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out his crime. I'm a normal man. What are you talking to me for? Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Kumbaya. And all that religious stuff.
Hold it!
To be clear, my very Mr. Natsme.
Oh, and okay. I can I can body roll too, sir. How indeed, sire? Perchance thou wouldest that I call him the man from upstairs. And what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9. And lo, did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea.
The details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes.
Have you boiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before? No. This is you can't time me out in a novel game. Absolutely not, Drippy. Any other time, sure.
By which I presume he means they're discussing about who was the stronger, Romeo and Juliet.
I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbor played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bringeth weight upon our merry experiment. I can read it for you, don't worry. Oh, good, perfect, Drippy. Just type in chat, all the words you see on screen, so that people only have to read your chat instead of the words on the screen.
I dare not imagine the scene.
Frailty, thy name is woman. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the Eastern art of jiu-jitsu, but... Oh. Ne'er did I dream 'twould be a skilled practice by, the commonly maiden. It looks like he's doing the, I'm a kitty. I'm a cat. Blah, 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 mid. All right, Drippy.
Juliet beat Romeo.
Ken already beat you. Ken came in here, the first thing he yelled was, mid! And then I timed him out. And then he hasn't come back. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literally debate. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room. My liege, I am the servant. Gladly I will do thy bidding. Mid.
Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time.
Stop dancing. Like,
If the defendant had really put the poison into your
having a proper discussion, he's just going. His TikTok must be great. Yo, he has a booming TikTok.
that 3-hour window of time is something you're gonna have to explain.
Gladly. 'Tis an easy task.
What?
I did drink of the tea, not while my guest is tardy, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but I can't take this guy seriously. At 1 hour past midnight, verily were my lips parched.
Objection.
That doesn't sound normal.
Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea.
Romeo and Juliet again, and who was stronger?
Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege. 'Twas the stooped lover of words that attempt to shuffle me off this moral coil.
Ugh, we all know what that means.
When I walk home from school, I see girls stand there, phone up on the wall, and dance in front of me. Oh, ew. No, there is nothing worse than just a bunch of people standing in front of their phone doing a dance. There's nothing gained from it. The people watching it don't gain anything. The people doing it don't gain anything. It's just like, oh, I hate it. For photobombing, right, Coffee? Yes, Kin! Good on Kin, man. Making the world a better place.
Hold it!
So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal? Dinner? Supper?
Ha! Fine luxury, fine gluttony. To eat thrice daily is but a waste of time.
Sorry?
I would that my belly were full. No more oft than the sun doth rise. Whoa! Most heroic eating habits, I must say. Night and day do I fill my hours with learned study of the great bard and playwright. Hence it is that there doth not in my chamber be what? That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room.
Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play or script anywhere.
For I devoured them all. Devoured them all?
You've eaten them?
Heavy word by within my skull. Didst thou imagine otherwise?
Right. That wasn't misleading at all. Now could you turn around, do you think?
Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way to poison could have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. He couldn't have got ink poisoning? Like if he was eating all those scripts. Was supposed to be, is he not? But Multiverse died? Oh no, what happened? Did the servers crash? Fighting off a sneeze. No. I think it worked. Servers, gotcha. Too many people wanted LeBron. That's funny.
But the windows of the house have all been filled up.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking through that gap. Yes! There were a few bricks loose, weren't there?
I don't care.
Yeah, and for some reason, a couple of bars of soap. I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my body. What's with all that the theatricals today?
I know you love it to get coffee. Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all?
No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time. As far as I'm concerned,
He reminds me a lot of
Mike Wazowski.
He's also the same color, too. And we can therefore discount the possibilities of suicide.
How can you be sure of that?
The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know that the victim didn't leave his room, and hence didn't dispose of the poisoned container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Oh yes! Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you.
It really was. You can't argue with the logic. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella.
Hold it!
We'll see about that.
You say a short little rounded-backed Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant then.
Objection!
How many other short little rounded back Nipponese with mustache do you think there are in London?
Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shakespeare drink tea together? Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was a silhouette of that little rounded-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match.
Wrestling match.
I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. Ha! I suppose. That was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle.
Yes, it was. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question?
No question. Gasman's honor.
Oh.
My lord! Goodness me! Yes, Mr. Foreman!
I think I was trying to make conversation.
I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone long enough. Are you all with me?
Yes! Are we to understand that you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are in agreement with one another? Right, I was gonna say the exact same thing, Drippy. Like, there's no need. Like, one character is good enough if it's something small like that. If it's a huge, like, then sure. Cut to all the characters twice in a row if you want to. That'd be funny. But the way it does it all the time is a little much. Like, you've reached a unanimous decision.
Too right we have. Are you all with me?
Yes! Slay!
Wait, no! The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination.
To be honest, I was turning out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room.
Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it.
But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see.
Well, and since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer.
Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top.
What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said.
Very well. Will the court be apprised of your decisions?
Cannibal the Musical? I have not, actually.
Guilty.
Guilty.
No, that's not his voice.
Guilty.
Yeah. No. That's his voice. Uh-oh. That's not good for me.
All of you?
Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous.
Actually, I have watched it. I changed my mind. Trippy, you're so funny, man. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as I say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished.
Ugh! Ah!
He looks like a bumblebee with like his backpack. There's a scene where everyone is running out of a building and it goes on forever. And you realize it's the same people running out over and over. That's amazing. I love that. That's well done. Yes, yes, I remember. Honestly, yeah, it does sound fun. Oops. We know. We played the first game. We know. Do you guys know? I found out the other day. Yes, Drippy. Please never address me like that ever again. New Apex season. You have to play it now. Hee hee. I do? I have to play it now? Bummer. Okay, answer me this though, Drippy. Can I unlock the Luffy One Piece outfit for free? That's the only thing that'll change my mind. What was I gonna say? Oh, I found out this game came out on the DS. The two games we played, Great Ace Attorney 1 and 2, they originally came out on the DS. These are remakes, and they bundled them together as a chronicle. I thought they were brand new games. I had no idea.
Whatever it takes. I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Why am I not surprised? I'm a learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend, instead of accepting the truth.
There's certainly no other defense counselor in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination.
Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. I've done it so many times. Octane Luffy is permanent. It's free, but you're gonna have to actually play the game. You can't just get it straight away. I figured. So it's an unlockable. Oh. How much do I need to play to get the outfit? I rarely get to play for myself on my spare time. So when I do, I usually pick games where like I know I will have a good time playing. And Apex and games like that in Fortnite, I just can't play on my own. I don't have a joyous time, you know? Bam. Let's do this. Summation examination. I actually enjoy the summation examinations more than the normal cross examinations. You either have to be extremely lucky and pack for it, or play for like a month. A month? No, I'm sorry. It's not worth it. I can't be bothered.
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused.
Bill, let's do it. Let's do it. Again, what do you expect? Nothing less. Nothing less. Oh, EA.
E.
Boop, 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 boop. Oops.
Bum, 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 bum. The victim may not be well off, but he's a nobleman. And straight up, there's no reason to doubt the man.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy.
That's a reason?
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudman. For now, at least.
I really don't care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all.
Still better than 10 cents somehow? What is 10 cents?
I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced.
Fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. Mm-hmm. They've been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wait, what? No, I'm good. Let's go. Christ. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Let's go. I know. Oh, dear Lord. Can we please? I'm like the other dude. I wanted to end quickly too. 10 cents are the Pokemon Unite League of Legends microtransaction people. Oh, I follow, Chippy. Oh my god, look at this smile. Look at this stupid smile over here. Thank you. Oh my god. All right.
How's it? Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars?
I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example.
Absolutely not. Mr. Mason is no liar.
Look, the point is... Ugh, I got the hiccups now. The only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was the Japanese man's tea. When you take the Gasman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer.
Ah, well, that's alarmingly logical.
But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'll gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury will do the same. Isn't that right?
Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening.
What's that? Elderly gent on the end here. You know you have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over.
How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury then?
Is high on E? What is E? Edibles? Is that what E is?
Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said.
I found out that there's now, drinkables, I guess they're called. Like, you can have a drink that gets you high. But it's not alcohol that gets you drunk. It makes you high. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Epicness, definitely epicness. If you can show me the victim's a liar, I'll reconsider my position. Boop, 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 boop.
Now you're saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's a rather splendid.
No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is a victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid.
So you say, yet again.
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously. It's exhausting to look at him. It is exhausting to voice act him, too. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all.
Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much.
This bozo be high on life.
Hold it!
No. Not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops.
That's racist.
You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps, like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, that's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Victoria London, yeah.
Right. And the prosecution will waltz its way to the victory if I let you speak much more.
Hold it!
A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam?
It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that the customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued.
I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there.
I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company.
You're his wife?
Good gracious! Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. Wait, no, maybe not his wife. But he works for her husband? I don't know. As I'm sure your employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree.
Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course.
I like this guy.
Ah, I think we may have solved the mystery of the bell from earlier, Mr. Naruto. Right, he bowed in defense to his employee's wife. Ah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meter Man was watching what Mr. Shakespeare was up to in his room?
I'm afraid there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. Yippee! So I really have no choice in when the company identifies someone as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch a suspect day and night, we're very thorough in our investigations.
So you mean Mr. Shakespeare is...
I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish the sentence with a grubby little gas thief.
You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you?
The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with the words, were I to let them penetrate thy skin. But servest here not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my co-workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an ultimate gas explosion.
So Mr. Shakespeare has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement.
My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping the thief apart you enjoyed?
A little before that part. About object violence, if it's not too much trouble.
Of course.
He's a common thief.
Well, see, technically a liar isn't a thief. So I don't know if those are the two it wants me to put against each other. We'll try. We'll try. Wait. Sorry, let me also save this one. Yes. Pit against you.
No Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good gracious! To whose statements do you refer, counsel?
Juror number 1. No, what are you yelling at me, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement. Made the wife of the owner of the Altamont gas.
Well, yes.
The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man,
Enjoy the electric man.
in fact turns out to be a common thief.
So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true, we don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me. Seen as his operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. Juror number 1. You say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shakespeare was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defense's guilt.
Yes, I did say that. That is a matter of my honor. I'll hold to it. As I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will.
Me?
Oh, well, yes. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, I'm perfectly honest. I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. Oh, no. I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial to be trial over and done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. Wow, that was fast. I thought we had to pair 2 more against each other. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, got him.
That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty.
Yes, Mr. Naruto.
Victory!
Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in state of disaccord. And order the trial to continue. Boo, what-a-do. Drink your wine. I'm winning this case. Or don't drink it. Sure, waste it. You have spoiled the banquet, Mr. Shakespeare. Oh my god, that face. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Stop hiding. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God amend me, I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul.
Aye, what did you say?
Do I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot I am a seraph, an angel? Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart.
Ah, you flowery mouth, pompous beanpole. Just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defense. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
Oh no!
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of court's time. The gas on this case are unrelated.
Jury number 4!
Yes.
Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him?
That's right, we do. Don't we, worker?
Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor.
Very well, then. We will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas.
Yes, my lord. It'll be my pleasure.
If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. This worker's testimony may have significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind.
Wahoo! Oh, yeah! Sweet as honey! Yeah!
What? Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord.
You wait till the boss gives you an earful! Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words!
The boss gives you an earful. What? So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes, is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world?
A bows.
Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Susato? I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruto.
I don't know about that.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collecting agent. Altamont gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If it's not thieving, what is?
I know exactly what it is. He is using the bar of soap to make coin-shaped duplicates to put into the furnace. That's my theory. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hollowed chalice. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks? Did the mustached Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your eastern island nation is more than geographical distance. Coco! Thank you for the lurking love, Coco.
But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead.
Bruh. That went straight into the audience stand.
Do what you will.
Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poison and an incident of gas theft with no supportive evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder that truth tends to be buried in most unusual places. And the first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is.
Bo 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 bo. Bro, 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 bro. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna quickly run to the washroom and refill my water, and I will be back in just a few moments. BRB, guys.
They're the north. Wait. Oh, I can totally do this. Check this out. That didn't happen. None of you guys saw that.
The blue badger, I mean, Demon Gant, the killer was you.
No, no, the girl said, unable to stop the tears. A lonely look flickered across Luma's face, but was soon replaced by a wide grin. I have an idea, eats her whole. Nom nom nom. I'm a hungry, hungry Luma.
And I'm back. The tavern would call this guy a fruit cup. Yeah, she wouldn't be wrong. All right. Hold it.
So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to enter their gas meters? That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shanspeare? Well now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, probably spends all his gas money on books.
Bananas taste ugly? That's adorable. I love that. I guess just like they taste bad, but they taste ugly. That's really funny.
And then, when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth.
You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman.
Not much to say, really, but as you wish.
Hold it!
So, all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
The latest model, the height of technology, developed by a company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes.
So if a 3 pence coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Sasuke's-san doesn't have a fireplace in his room, does he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating.
Oh yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter, the meter gas cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Huh? Yeah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes, exactly right.
Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pitching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room, I take it. Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over with it with a fine-tooth comb. And you found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One of an indestructible lock. The Shakespeare Special.
That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
I think it's a bumblebee coffee. Let's see the yellow and black and the umbrella with the stripes. Even the other guy, the guy beside her, when he sticks his butt out, he has like the bag which is yellow and black, which makes him look like it's like a bee tail. At least I think it's a bee.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened the money box and found a bear. You what? I said, you what? And the look on his face. The smarmy smile of his. Huh? I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of being jimmied open anywhere. Not a single sign.
It's tan and brown. The outfit? That's definitely yellow. That's definitely yellow and black. Also, they said honey a lot. So, like, you know, bees. Smarmy, oh yeah, you're wearing coffee!
A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of the meter?
Her outfit. Yeah. It's yellow. That's yellow and brown. Yellow and like darkest brown, like black almost. His is yellow. Hers is no. Hers is still a light yellow. It's still yellow though. Also, he works for her, so they have to have the same color rep. No, it's not. No. That's 100% yellow. Absolutely yellow. It's a mustardy yellow, but it's still yellow.
No. Right here. No wonder they call you Meter Man.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. Well, let's look at the gas meter. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of the meter.
Oof.
Do. That's definitely yellow. Absolutely yellow. She wouldn't be wearing a uniform and the owner's wife. But like, knowing this game, she would. They would absolutely like be like, oh, she's the queen bee of the company. and everyone else is a busy worker, a busy bumblebee. She's a bee. No, yes! I will die on this hill, Coffee. I'm looking at it. Maybe it's being diluted when it goes through Twitch, but that is yellow. Like, look at the bright spots on that jacket. That is 100% yellow. I will not lose this. Hold on, before we go on, let's examine the gas meter. There's a hole, sir.
No, what's this? Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruto? It's a very neat hole, is it? Not a professional made, I'd say. So, you think it might have been opened by Mr. Shanspear? Possibly. It seems the people of Alta Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through the inside. Yes, there's no way a coin would fit through there. That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
Can our monitors really be changing it that much? Yeah, usually I would say no, but because I would say her yellow is very close to a tan, I think it could make a difference. Her name is... I don't think we got her name yet. I just know she's the wife of the Altamore Gas Company.
That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too.
Oh, that was her. Whatever. Whoops. Wait, what was that about beeswax? It's sealed with beeswax. Yeah, so this is the same thing that was like... Okay. That's the only new thing we got. Okay. Doesn't appear to be tampered with. Let me present to you, madam.
Objection.
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
Get away. I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, what?
You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shanspear secretly opened the hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't fit a farthing through that. Lady Altamont.
Lady Altamont, that's her name.
I wonder if you could give the court some details about the meter design.
What sort of details?
Well, what I'd specifically like to know is
how it's dismantled, how it differentiates coins.
how does the meter tell the difference between different coins?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it?
No, of course not.
So, well, how does the meter know that that coin has been fed as a threepenny bit?
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells the coins apart by their shape and size, which includes the thickness. A threepenny bit is
about 3/4 of an inch in diameter. You see, other coins just won't fit. I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
Nothing else will fit. I know what it's getting at, but can we get there faster? What if I scan it now? 3/4 of an inch. Okay, now it's been updated. Okay. Let me save. I'm going to produce the soap bar.
Objection.
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimension perfectly.
Something the same size as the threepenny bit. What was it?
The item in question is this. Why, have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say.
I'm gonna have to point out what exactly I mean here.
Oh, come on. Come on, mates. This.
Got it! You have to turn over the bar of soap.
Yes.
That's right. A depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away!
I've never heard someone use a saying like that. Get away. Does anyone here present of any have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen.
Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Thanks to a kind member of the public and the jury, I have here a threepenny bit. But now to see if it fits. It's a perfect fit. My word! It couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas.
Yes! The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
Looked it up. It's tan. If your monitor has yellow tinge, it could look gold. Maybe it does then? I will say, this monitor I'm using is very bright. I haven't been able to dim it all. So you could be correct, Coffee. It could be the monitor showing me gold. Or I'm colorblind. I'm one of the two. It's a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the
But look at her arm right there. That's yellow. That's yellow. That's a yellow. I just say it was all yellow.
You could make fake coins in no time.
No, yes! She's a bee! Even her dress is a bumblebee!
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shanspeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thought,
She's a bee! Why would she be a raccoon? She's not Glenn.
it's gonna bring me to a new explanation for what happened to nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker bee here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes.
Exactly.
I love when they're on the same side. I love when they're on the same team.
And the mirror here gives it away.
What on earth?
There are remnants of the magical method used viable on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion,
Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants of the court at once.
like that, it looks to me like she is wrapping her raccoon tail around herself. No, it's a bump. Because you know on the umbrella, you had the little point? That's the bee stinger. She's holding her butt. It's the bee. It's the bumblebee butt. Where on the meter can remnants of the method used to make fake coins disappear to be seen? What? It's the hole. Oops, I meant to hit X, not A.
Got it.
But she's not an actual bee. She's a person.
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside. Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meter Man, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found this soap.
Well then, how come, Coffee? How come he kept saying honey over and over, honey, like bees make?
Ah, I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shanspeare has been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortable, warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts. His commentary of endearment: you wouldn't call your boss's wife honey. No, I don't buy that.
Turning back into water and draining harmlessly through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water.
That's right, madam.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? Now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless. Look at that bumblebee stinger. The tip of the umbrella does not have to be that sharp, but they made it sharp to look like a bee stinger. Just saying.
I'm fairly sure that I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamont. If you like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. Naruto, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. The piece of evidence that substantiates the theory of stealing gas. Whoops.
You feel so bizarrely strong about this. I only felt strong about the color tan. Because she's a bumblebee! She is the wife of the gas company owner, making her the queen of the company. Secondly, she calls all of the people who work for the gas company her busy workers. Busy bees. Thirdly, they are both dressed in yellow. Fourthly, she has a bumblebee-shaped umbrella. Like, the evidence could not be more stacked in my favor. There's no way you can win this, Coffee. You're gonna need to show some real proof that she's a raccoon. She's a bumblebee. Oh yeah, there's water leaking underneath it.
Take that!
But she is yellow.
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered. Taken by...
I need your opinion for a second. When the character shows up, I need you to tell me if this girl looks like a raccoon or a bumblebee, okay?
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson.
I need to give you full background, okay? Coffee believes her dress is tan and thus far looks like a raccoon because she has an umbrella with brown stripes, but it is clearly yellow and she's a bumblebee. And here's all the proof, okay? She is the wife of the owner of the gas company in England, making her the queen of the company. She calls all of her workers for the gas company her busy workers. Busy bumblebee, okay? He, the worker, called her honey countless times. Countless.
I'm gonna have to see it now.
He also carries like a bag on his back when he bends over. It makes him look like a bee. But I will show you. Only when she has the parasol swung around front. She looks like a bumblebee all the time.
And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shakespeare.
Shakespeare?
Yeah. What remnants? The monitor's not wrong. My theory is it's not a stretch.
Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shakespeare's room. Now, if you look closely, there's water on the floor.
There's water.
That's a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that jacket yellow or tan?
It's a tannish yellow.
She said that does not help. But wait until she brings out her umbrella.
If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter box would have been dripping almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor.
Look at that. That is a bumblebee's tail. Look at the stinger on it. Coffee believes that's a raccoon's tail she's pulling around. She's a bumblebee. Please back me up here. She's a bumblebee.
Coffee. I hate to prove Cole right. That's a B. I don't see her. I would know if it was a raccoon. Oh, you almost punched me.
Sorry.
I am so sorry to side with him. I am.
Thank you.
It looks like she's wrapping her
Thank you.
raccoon tail around herself when she brings her parasol.
It's a bumblebee's tail.
Yeah, no, that's a woman.
That's it.
I think I know woman, and that's a woman.
And I know Glenn would have loved to side with you, Coffee,
Yeah.
and tell me I was wrong. But like,
Of all the people, I would have loved to side with you.
yeah. Sorry, Coffee.
but I can't.
Bumblebee wins here
Even
today.
then, the bumblebee's a stretch. Like, yes, it kind of.
Honey, worker, and queen bee. She's a bumblebee. Also, her dress is also that exact pattern.
Oh, okay.
It's stripes all the way down. Sorry, Coffee.
Yeah.
I love you, but I want this one.
And there's further evidence too.
Anyways, thank you, Glenn. Yes.
I got so heated up. Mr. Shanspeare is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed
Strichian, I forget how to say it already.
And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half.
You're right. It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
You're just heated, Cole. I'm just sure about it being tan. No! You're just salty because I actually won. I got an outside perspective, and for someone who wanted me to be wrong as well, but I win. I win, Coffee.
In truth, Mr. Shanspeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increasingly like...
Do you mean to say he was using that fork to... Yes! To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Ah!
But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious! Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there. I've got to take a picture of the back of her. Yo, will you stop wasting wine? I could have had that.
Lord Van Zeeks!
I was throwing my hand up in despair and happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray, forgive my maladroit mistake. What is the meaning of this counsel? Colorblind win. I will take my colorblind win. Thank you very much, Coffee. I will admit that the color is close to tan. I will admit that. Because even Gleb says it's like yellowish tan. However, we're still yellow. Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
Well...
God, that whole debate reminded me of the dress debate that was... Did you know about it, Coffee Cups? The black and blue or gold and yellow debate? Oh my god, there was this picture of a dress that flooded the internet because it was taken in like a certain light, and everyone was either it's black and blue or it's gold and white. You don't live under a rock, okay? I'm just saying it because like I would have missed that debate if I wasn't even in high school. Like I wouldn't have even heard about it. That's what that was, Coffee. We just had the gold blue dress debate, part 2.
That Mr. Wilson Shanspeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. And that's it. That's exactly it.
Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well,
We know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another, the hiccups now, vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. It's definitely tan, and I saw a raccoon. You can see a bee all you want. Okay. I will. But it's definitely not tan. It's yellow. It's a yellowy. It's yellowy. It has some elements of tan, but it's yellow. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way to poison... No, yes! Could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. It's over contrast. Maybe. Possibly. I will look her up on my other computers afterwards to make sure. But for now, she's yellow. Poof. Even if William Shakespeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it.
Ah!
He's tan and I see a raccoon. Why are you so upset by me seeing a raccoon? Because she's a bumblebee. Because it's not what she is. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
You. What?
Boo, 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 boo. Look, even his bag is a bumblebee. Order! Well, counsel, how does the defense respond?
Mr. Naruto! What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all?
I don't know if it made a difference. I was so hung up on the bee thing. About that guy. But they're related because she works for... Okay. I'm gonna drop it. Let's raise an objection.
No! This isn't over! The defense will not rest!
What? But counsel! You successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shakespeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zieks just highlighted the 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend? You may maybe need a nap. I actually, you know what's funny is, usually I don't sleep well. But I saw a video yesterday being like, if you don't sleep well and you always wake up in the middle of the night, try having sugar or salt before you go to bed, because it may be like your blood levels are low or something like that. Your blood sugar levels are low. And so before I went to bed, I ate a salty meal and I had a cup of juice, and I was out. I didn't wake up once. I had I had dreams where I was actually in my dream of proper REM. And because of that, I woke up at 7. I always wake up at like 11. I woke up at 7 and I could not go back to bed. I was like, I'm awake now. And I have never felt this awake in so long. I am thriving with energy. Maybe that's why coffee. Maybe like if I was too tired, I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever you see. But because I'm buzzing with energy, I'm like, no, it's a bumblebee. I will take my stand until I die.
At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witness to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider. Namely,
Was someone else responsible? Was the poison in the tea? I don't know. guess the T one? At least I'm hoping that was the reason. Because if so, I can just replicate the same thing that fixed it, you know? I'm really hoping. That would be lovely. Today has been amazing. It's been game-changing. I did everything I usually do today before I would normally wake up. It was just, chef kisses. The T, right? Let's try the T.
We've all been led to believe that this Strythin poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume, but that's conjecture at best.
Objection.
The victim was testified that nothing else passed his lips at night. There was no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection. As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection.
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The teacup. Do you get this upset when someone doesn't see the same shape as you're looking at clouds? No! Because clouds weren't meant... They weren't designed by someone to look... I'm sorry, I already forgot how to pronounce it. Strythin? Something like that. A cloud has its own free will and shapes itself as it will, you know? But a character that people made and they purposely put hints into what she's supposed to look like? Yes. I'll be like, no, she's supposed to look at this because obviously because of these hints and clues. Like, you know, someone purposely chose this to be like this. There had to have been a reason. Strychnine. Strychnine. Like lightning. Strychnine. Okay. This one. Take thought! What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal?
Well,
Wait, what? I didn't get it? What? Bro. Tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea? What else is there? I don't... I don't know. There was... The thing that was in the thing was red. But that was on the... There was no teaming up. Right, but there is one on this side. I'm stuck. Let me try the picture, I guess. That's all I can think of.
Take that!
Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Nopey, nope, nope, nope. Nopey, nope, 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 nope. The soap? No, I already tried the soap. Wait, what? Oh. It's the soap?
Yes, that's right, my lord. It just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap in the scene yesterday. It's...
More bars of soap, 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 soap.
I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bar of soaps, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas leaf's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes. But there's more. The coin we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red.
The ice was red. No, you mean...
That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume early in this trial.
Yes. Brewed tea for me as a gift. Water pump aside always freezes at night, so I brought boiled water. Never touched tea again. Oh yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So, on the night in question, Mr. Shakespeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake ones.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shakespeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remains, Skull and Yar will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been more conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine at all. Did I say it right that time?
Ugh, you smug Nipponese.
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. And the defense requests a thorough analyzation of the frozen tea embedded in it.
You are very welcome, Coffee.
To determine whether or not it contains any poison.
Bayleaf! Instruct the police to attend the scene at once. Yes, my lord, understood. Boo, 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 boo. It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks. None, my lord. Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the test immediately. Mispronounce. It's so bothering to me. I'm gonna say usually I mispronounce a lot of words and you just kind of chuckle at me, but that one was really bothering you, eh? The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. The prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord.
Boo, boo, boo.
Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow. Boo, boo, boo. To be continued. Someone is revving their engine outside. I would like to save my progress, actually. That would be mighty kind of you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Boop, boop, boop. Kantan, welcome back. Unless you like history or maybe true crime, it's not a word that comes up much. Yeah, no, I can confidently say this is the first time I've ever seen or heard the word strychnine. Listen, I like both. It's a word I hear a lot. That's fair. That is definitely fair. I think I can relate to that coffee. It's like when people mispronounce like Mario. To me, that bugs me. Like some people will say Mario. It's like, oh no, it's Mario. That one upsets me. Wait, did I save? I don't remember I actually hit A on them. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba.
Well, we made it back in one piece. Just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves.